every single bank across the globe experienced an impossible glitch at 2:13 a.m. While this was not a cyber attack, nor was it a security breach, it was a transaction request that was entered flawlessly and that was so typical of all banks that none could prevent it from being processed. By the time the sun rose, $10 billion was gone from every major bank on the planet, and no one knew where it went or how the breach occurred. Who was responsible? Someone simply referred to as Cipher. One frigid, still night with virtually everyone else asleep, there was one quiet ripple that coursed through the bank's digital arteries. To all of the other systems, this appeared to just be another routine echo of a data signal, part of the millions sent out every second. However, hidden within this echo was a finely crafted blueprint for extracting $10 billion with no chance of detection, interruption, or visibility whatsoever. Investigators subsequently interpreted the occurrence as if they were observing an apparition moving through walls. No fingerprints, no remains, no alarm bells ringing out. This was a disappearing feat that no one in the financial services sector had experienced before. To comprehend the method behind Cipher's actions and his level of intelligence, you must first be familiar with the way he handled banks. He did not perform typical bank attacks. He thoroughly studied how banks operate with their established practices and the trust between them and their clients. He recognized banks had a predictable behavior pattern for transferring funds between countries. Banks depend upon each other for transaction verifications by way of providing trust. This verification is communicated through signals, which affirm that this transaction is authentic. Cipher did not disrupt this line of communication. He incorporated himself into it, to the point that all of his transactions appeared valid as they all bore the signatures of actual financial institutions, were packaged in consistent, normal banking practices, and therefore appeared indistinguishable from normal banking activity. As soon as anyone realized that there was an issue, the funds had recently traveled throughout the globe, been broken into thousands of tiny pieces, and permanently lost in the digital realm of false corporations and abandoned bank accounts. Experts referred to his activities as neither hacking or theft. To many, it was a precise form of making the most of misplaced trust. Dawn brought bedlam. Emergency meetings sprang up around the world. All accounts were frozen by banks, and governments were clamoring for answers about how one person could penetrate such an extensive global bank system. How could $10 billion just vanish into thin air? Forensic investigators began combing through the server logs looking for anything they could find to piece together what had occurred, such as an IP address, corrupted timestamps, missing semicolons, etc. But what chilled them was that the system acted exactly as intended. It never malfunctioned, nor was it ever defective. It always followed its programming. As time went by, more and more rumors appeared. Were the Cipher a rogue insider with access to the bank protocols? Was he some kind of state-sponsored operator testing the world's financial security? Was he just a genius making a statement by demonstrating that the very system of trust everyone had on the monetary system could be very easily undone from within? The consensus on these questions was non-existent. However, one thing was evident. This incident wasn't just a simple heist. It was a warning of just how weak the digital infrastructure that supports the world's financial systems is, and how a single genius could bend the system to his will. The missing billion-dollar amounts are now lost to the legal process, or locked into frozen accounts, or in some cases, still being traced through half-identified digital trails. And what of the Cipher? His arrival and departure were equally quiet. He made no demands, he made no headlines, and he left no trace behind. Only the single lingering question remains for the investigators. Was the Cipher after the money, or was he only trying to prove that he could do it?